Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, just like I've been saying, folks, the elephant in the room, and this is a video with, of course, Stacy Abrams in it. When I'm referring to the elephant, no, I don't mean Stacy Abrams. That would be incredibly mean. I mean the metaphorical elephant in the room. The obvious fact that everybody knows, that we've been talking about forever, that Democrats continue to deny publicly on the record, but we know deep down inside, behind their public personas and behind their political personas, everybody knows Joe Biden brain no work. Joe Biden dementia, Joe Biden Alzheimer's, whatever you want to call it. It's no laughing matter, it's no joke. Democrats know that it's real. It's the elephant in the room. Everybody knows it. And sometimes the truth comes out even when you're trying to keep on your political face, your political persona. Sometimes, I mean, we're humans, we're not perfect. Our true opinions show, whether it's from body language, spontaneous laughter, whatever it is. And this moment was absolutely perfect. Stacey Abrams is doing a show, I don't know, some sort of podcast or something, probably in relation to her gubernatorial run in the state of Georgia. And when the host of said podcast starts ripping on Joe Biden and his cognitive decline or cognitive disability, Stacey Abrams starts to laugh and quickly tries to regain focus and pretends as if it never happened, but the damage has already been done. Even Democrat presidential hopeful Stacey Abrams, even loyal Democrat, who's constantly shilling the Biden administration and has deep ties with Kamala Harris, even she knows Joe Biden is a dementia patient. Let me show you guys exactly what happened here. Let's talk about it. Let's continue to talk about the thing we've been talking about for over 2 years now, that Joe Biden shouldn't be anywhere near the White House. But of course, before we get into any of it, make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so like I'm telling you, the elephant in the room. Take a look at this clip right over here.
And so on the vision side, Biden had a vision. He has talked about what that vision looks like.
He forgot it, though.
No.
His Alzheimer's kicked in. he did. You ain't see him? He was talking the other day. He turned around and wasn't nobody back there. He was like, well, I'll be damned. I thought somebody was behind me.
There was a promise made, an intention.
I mean, folks, come on. Democrats have been trying so hard to avoid this issue. They've been so utterly dishonest and dismissive when it comes to this particular issue, but they know it. And you know what? I'll give it to the Democrats. You know, during the presidential campaign, they did a pretty good job at protecting Joe Biden. The media, of course, never ran any of his gaffes. They would completely dismiss anything related to his cognitive decline, and most people probably just weren't paying attention. Turn on CNN, turn on MSNBC, and Joe Biden gaffes just don't really exist to you. It seems like most people were voting for Joe Biden just based on their old impression of the man. Almost 2008 Obama Vice President Joe Biden had no real exposure to sleepy grandpa Joe with no working brain. Joe Biden handlers and Joe Biden aides did everything that they possibly could to keep him in the basement, keep him in the cellar as long as possible. Nobody really showed up to his campaign events, and so it seems as though most people were just unaware of who they were voting for and what his mental state really was. More so, the narrative wasn't voting for Joe Biden as a competent next leader of the United States of America. People were just turning on the TV and it was nothing but Trump bad, he's gotta go, he's a fascist, this, that, and the other. And they were convinced to vote against Donald Trump more so than voting for Joe Biden. And while that is changing, as you can see in the interaction of this show, during this podcast, I mean, the individuals who are running it, I don't exactly get a feeling that they're keen political observers who are following the news cycle daily, but it seems even they know that Joe is completely losing it, because it's one thing during a presidential campaign with all kinds of distractions like the COVID-19 and the riots and everything else going on. It's another when Joe is the actual president of the United States and he's representing you on the world stage and his policies are actually affecting you in your daily life. Then you might get a little bit more exposure to the dementia patient who just somehow stumbled into the White House, and it seems as though people are finally realizing exactly what's going on here. With Joe Biden as the actual president of the United States, it's unavoidable. Donald Trump isn't a distraction anymore to the cognitive decline of Joe Biden. Joe Biden's front and center, and it's just undeniable. Even Democrats can no longer deny it. I mean, as we know, it is literally constant. You didn't think I'd be making a Joe Biden dementia video without the most recent gaffes, now did ya? It seems as though I make a Joe Biden dementia video every single week, and every single week, well, there's new Joe Biden gaffes. Biden's brain breaks on live TV while hosting hosting Asian American, Native American, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month event.
Folks, and to celebrate the indispensable partnerships that are strengthening by the deep family ties and heritage and the values reflected in the AANHPI.
Yep, as I stated, folks, undeniable. And now take a look at this one as Joe Biden represents us on the world stage. Joe Biden has really bizarre message for Kim Jong-un in meeting with press in Tokyo.
After cracking the door open to a future meeting with Kim Jong-un, if he were, quote, sincere and serious, the president today asked about his message to the North Korean dictator was short and direct. Hello, period, he said.
Joe Biden, do you have anything to say to Kim Jong-un as you are now requesting a meeting with him? His brain just seems to stop working. Hello, period. And all these fake news journalists are probably standing there with their microphones. Oh, absolutely riveting. Incredible selection of words, Mr. President. I couldn't have said it better myself. Immediately go to Starbucks on their little MacBooks. President Joe Biden issues strongly worded message to Kim Jong-un. A breath of fresh air compared to the radical foreign policy statements during the Trump White House. The guy literally gets put on the spot and can't think of anything and literally said, hello, period. His brain no worky, folks. It's as simple as that. And that's why he keeps screwing up over and over and over again. I've never seen a president who's had White House staff and White House aides have to work this hard. I mean, you gotta give it to him. I think they're dishonest. I think they're terrible. But the White House works hard. You know, Jen Psaki had to work real hard to try to stand up at that podium every single day and defend this guy. You gotta admit it. It's a tough job. But I've never seen a dynamic where the president puts these statements on the record publicly and the White House then has to follow and scramble to try to counter, correct, or clarify what the president says. I mean, it's over and over again. The amount of missteps he took during the Ukraine crisis and the amount of times the White House staff had to come out and clarify or correct Joe Biden's on-the-record statement is something we've never seen before. And once again it happens. Joe Biden tells reporters in Japan that the US will be involved militarily to defend Taiwan, and staffers immediately walk it back. Then immediately after, President Joe Biden said the United States would intervene militarily if China were to invade the island nation. A White House official said Biden's comments did not reflect a decades-old policy shift. And so no wonder nobody wants to go near this guy with the 10-foot pole. No wonder Stacy Abrams is laughing, subconsciously just blurting it out when a member of the podcast crew goes after Joe Biden because everybody knows it, even the Democrats know it. Nobody wants to be near this guy. We all remember Stacey Abrams skipping Biden's Atlanta speech over, quote, scheduling conflict. Yes, of course, a scheduling conflict. Do you think a Democrat presidential hopeful and somebody currently running a gubernatorial campaign wouldn't have the ability to open up their schedule to meet with the president of the United States of America? I mean, if it was Barack Obama or Bill Clinton, during their first terms, the start of their presidencies when they're most popular, the only reason that you would avoid meeting with the president, showing your face during public events in the middle of your gubernatorial campaign is if that president was Joe Biden, the greatest political disaster of the modern era. Even Democrats don't want anything to do with this guy, and of course Americans don't either. A whopping 83% of Americans now say that the country is on the wrong track under Joe Biden. That is literally the highest I have ever seen this metric. No wonder nobody wants to go near this guy with the 10-foot pole. Democrats are in serious trouble, folks. The question is, what is their exit strategy? Well, even that option doesn't look too good either. Currently, it's Kamala Harris. And well, she's got her own coherency problems.
You know, when we talk about our children, I know for this group, we all believe that when we talk about the children of the community, they are children of the community.
She's doing it again, repeating the same thing over and over again.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time. Right? The significance of the passage of time. There is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time, which is why we will work together and continue to work together. And to work together, that we will convene to work together on, and I know we will work on this together. Talk about our children, and when we talk about the children of the community, they are are children of the community.
When Kamala Harris tries to speak, she's like a dog chasing her own tail, going in circles endlessly. And we talk about the children of the community. They are the children of the community. Wow, absolutely riveting, Vice President Kamala Harris. That's almost as deep as hello, period. The country is ran by a bunch of idiots, and even the people who are part of the same political party know that to be the case. It is actually nuts how these two individuals got to the top of the Democrat ticket. I mean, it is crazy. Say one thing about the Republican Party and all of these dishonest rhinos. At least they're somewhat smart and they're coherent. The top two Democrat candidates, and frankly most of the Democrat candidates, you just can't say the same thing. It's just crazy. But of course, that's what I got for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. I'm going to get back to work. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.